We're back to doubleheader action today on Schmoedown, and after a billion zillion years, we're finally out of the first round of the Intergeekdom tournament, and we are now back into team and singles action. In the singles match, we have a pretty hyped up, much anticipated match between Ben the Boss Bateman and Scott Movie Mantz. And in the team competition was a Patreon match that, unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I was not able to watch it at first. But now that everything has been corrected and fixed, I'm now able to get the Patreon stuff again. And by the time I finally got it back, I was like, you know what, I'll just wait for it to drop on YouTube. So that's what we're going to do. So it's Kind of Funny versus Funhaus. I believe that's how they're referring it. Not too familiar with either team. I just know Nick Scarpino is in Kind of Funny. So, yeah, looking forward to doubleheader action today on Schmoedown. Let's check out both of these matches today on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Out of time, so say goodbye. What is yours now is mine, and I dream broken dreams. I make them come true. I make them for you.
Welcome back, and yes, the O's stink. Even more so than the last time I said they stunk. So yeah, 2014 champs, gotta live in the past, gotta celebrate the past, because there damn sure ain't nothing else to celebrate with them anytime soon. Doubleheader action, Ben Bateman, Scott Mantz, Kind of Funny, Funhaus. The interesting thing about this is I'm not entirely sure what is the undercard and what is the main event. Usually the Patreon match is the undercard, but I've been getting mixed messages from people saying what is actually going to be the main event this time. I would think that Ben Bateman Scott Mantz is the main event because that's obviously the match that has been anticipated. This match has been in the books for nearly 2 months. I mean, pretty much since even before the Intergeekdom tournament was even a thought process in Mike Kalinowski's little peanut brain. Sorry, don't know what came over me there. Back to conversation. As far as who I think is going to win, first off, the team match. Again, don't really know anything about either team. All I know is that Nick Scarpino is part of Kind of Funny, so he kind of has the experience of Schmoedown, so I guess I'll take them. I don't know anything about the other players, so I guess we'll just see how that plays out. Ben Bateman versus Scott Mantz. This is a match that you would think Scott Mantz needs to win. Whether he will win, that it remains to be seen. But Scott Mantz, somebody brought this up on the poll when they released it, who they thought would win. I think it was Paul Oyama, in fact, that brought this thing. So yeah, you get a plug, Paul. Congratulations. And I agreed with it. Scott Mantz is one of those players that just always seems to play to his competition. When he played Bibiani, even in a loss, it was by far the best match that he had ever played. And yet, in the match that he won against Hal Rutnick, a match that I think, with all due respect to both of them, is one of the worst Schmoedown matches that we've ever seen. If not the worst overall match, it is by far the worst first round I've ever seen. I believe it was 3 total points between the two of them with a span of 8 questions. So, yeah, 16 possible points. They got 3 out of them. In fact, I believe it's actually the 1-year anniversary of that match, if I remember correctly. It's hard to believe it's already been a year since that Mantz Rutnick match happened. And I made a punchline out of that match. I remember going into the first Reactor Summit that I did on Take 3, and I joked about that match that we should make a standard about any singles match that does not get 3 total points out of the first round. We call that the Mantz Rutnick line. You know, like the Mendoza line in baseball, the Mantz Rutnick line. 3 total points in the first round. If you can't pass that, you failed. You failed everything in Schmoedown. So, This is interesting. Scott Mantz, I believe he's 2-4, so yeah, really needs a win. And maybe the motivation of playing Ben Bateman can get him over the hump here. I'm actually going to go with Scott. I'm going to go with my heart, not with my head. I know Ben is probably the more overall better player, but I just got to go with Scott. He's got to eventually show something because obviously it looks like Team Trek may be rest in peace right now. This is probably his last hurrah, probably his last chance to get something going. So, yeah, let's not waste any more time. I rambled for 4 minutes and not a single second of the video has played. And again, it be long. So, yeah, I apologize for making y'all wait so long. So, without further ado, let's watch this thing in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, got to preview the Inner Geekdom tournament again, and Collision, in fact. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, folks. Collision. Gonna hype Collision. Who you got? Who you got? But that's too many people to say who we got.
Fine. You're seeing two of the best teams of all time. We won one, they won one. Let's let this third one decide it once and for all.
Oh, you Micah. Get off the stage! Boo! It's funny because I actually had a conversation with somebody involving Mike Kalinowski. Somebody posted something on the Facebook page.
Alex. Hey, Thad. Thanks for coming over. Sure.
About
Congrats again for the live event.
something
You
that might
really
have
smoked
been
it. It was
something I
fantastic.
said
Thanks. So
in a
I've
video
got
last
some
week.
interesting news.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Sam Witwer is not able to compete for the next couple of months. He booked a couple gigs and he's unavailable. We've talked with him and we don't know when he's going to come back.
Okay.
And I feel really bad because I know you two would plan this big title fight.
Yeah.
And we've talked it over and we've
And
decided
it blew
that,
all the way in from
we're
Atlanta.
actually going to make you the reigning Star Wars champion because he's unable to fulfill his duties, and so it's all yours. Congratulations.
I mean, that's a beautiful belt and all, but I don't even want to touch it right now.
What do you mean? You're the Star Wars champion. Congrats.
No, I think I need to earn it. I can't just take it. That's not fair.
So you mean I have to find you another competitor?
Could you, yeah, just put out some feelers, find someone that thinks they could take me on?
Gee, I mean, I'm gonna have to make an open call. I can't give it to Ken. Can't compete right now, so I'm gonna have to find someone. Okay. All right, fine. Well, I'll try to find somebody. If you can make it back for the collision, I'll get you a competitor.
Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, Thad.
All right. My job never ends.
I dialed you up from Atlanta to come in, and you fly in just to say there's no competitor. Bye. Go back to Atlanta, and we'll fly you back in for Collision. That sounds weird.
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet.
Okay, so I guess the team match is going to be the undercard. Otherwise, why are they playing this now? Kinda funny. Unlike me, who's very funny. Yeah, said no one ever. But look on the bright side. Anybody who wins this match will have more wins than the Orioles this year. Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, I did. Because we're that bad. Hello, Ken. Hello, Miss Free-For-All. Yes, I don't know if that ever became an official name, but I'm going to call her that.
To be Ken Knapsack. And I'm honored to be joined by Brianne Chandler, Miss Movies, the 2000, what year is this? 18 Free-For-All winner.
No, it's 2014. Let's go back 4 years when the Orioles were good.
Can I make a confession to you? I was
Sure.
at the announcer
Okay, yes.
booth when this was happening, and I was looking at the math, and I was looking at the way you were
Okay.
playing, and I was looking at the way you've been making choices lately for
Oh.
your own benefit, something I love and respect, and I was like, I think she's got this. I wish I'd bet on you. I would
Oh,
have
no, you
won a lot of money.
didn't.
So
I
congratulations
mean,
to you.
how much
again.
can you win if you only put on $20?
I'm not good at math. Other people are. But
Okay.
here's the thing, you know, I recently had some problems at the live movie trivia Schmoedown.
I did see
some
that. I was
things
there.
worked against me. Fair question in the end that got me. So I could still use a
Fair
title
question.
shot if you,
That's-
you know, want to find
that's
it in your
interesting.
heart.
You know what?
Let me know.
Great
I'll
for
put
him
you
to
on
admit
the
that.
list of all the people that are interested. I will. I did that, but I mean, you came to me before. This is the second time that you're coming to me to
Yeah.
ask for this. I mean, not
Britney
directly
Spears.
ask for this, but,
I'm
you
waiting
know,
for a
indirectly.
different
Understand completely.
Go
Well,
here on
let's
this
talk
can.
about today's match, Brienne. We have got some teams making their debuts, but also a returning player who knows the rules, but maybe is looking for a little bit of redemption here. We have Kinda Funny.
He's
which is
looking
Nick
for a
Scarpino's
win.
game over Greggy versus Funhaus, James and Elise from Rooster Teeth. What do you know about these
Oh,
teams?
Rooster Teeth.
What I know
Okay.
about these teams is they are very
The
big
people
in the
that
video
fund
game industry.
Death Battle.
Yes.
And they are very big on Patreon as
Which,
well. And
sadly,
that's actually how
I get
found
most of
Kinda
my
Funny.
information
I was a
of
patron
movie
theirs. I
characters
still
from Death Battle.
contribute to them as well. And I basically paid to go on their show through Patreon. And that's how we got here.
That's
That's
how
how
we got
they're here.
And through those
What?
experiences, it's led you to be work extensively and have office hours with the Schmoedown
That's it.
Patreon.
Plug
That's
the
going pretty
Patreon.
That's right. Because of my relationship
Hopefully
with
it
Kinda
works
Funny,
for everybody,
that's the
unlike
reason
it-
why we get to do
unlike
this
for
today.
me
What
last
do you
month.
feel about these teams? We're going to hear from them in a second with their promos, but I want to know what
It was
you
weird.
know
I just
right now
got
about these teams coming
he
into
said,
this
she
match.
said
Wow,
from
coming into
either
this
the
match,
Patreon
gosh,
side or my
I
credit
know
card
that Nick
company.
is really,
Nobody
like,
knew who
hungry.
was
He's
to
hungry
blame,
for
but
that win.
for whatever reason, my
James and
clutch
Elise
never
are
got
new, so I don't know what they're
through
gonna be
last month.
bring to the table, but
All
I
got
do
fixed
know
this
that they're
month.
gonna
I
know
made
something
sure,
about Jim
damn
Henson
sure that
for
that
sure,
happened.
because I know Elise is a Muppet connoisseur.
You know what? As someone who grew up on the Muppets and used to watch the Muppet Babies every Saturday morning up until I was probably uncomfortably old to be watching it for the demographic, I respect that a lot there. Well, let's not give our own insight here. Let's hear directly from
Thanks,
the
Ken.
teams
Now I'm
and
gonna have that
promos.
stuck in my head.
Ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it, you got it.
You're looking
I'm
the
back,
wrong way,
one of the
buddy
top
boy.
competitors in the singles league, and I was like, you know what's better than losing over there? Maybe winning in doubles. That's right. I am here,
Good
and I am
thought process.
tired of getting my ass kicked in by myself, so I brought in some backup.
My name is James, and this is
My name's Elise, and we're
Yeah.
from Funhaus.
Funhaus is a comedy
Funnus?
gaming channel known
Is it like
for
haggis?
obscure movie references
Funnus?
and things that shouldn't be referenced, and yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should stop doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, they call him the gruesome Greggy. They call him the game over Greggy. They call him the champ where I'm from. Please let me introduce, it's my honor to introduce you, my partner today, Mr. Greg Miller. Trending Gamer 2015, Greg Miller.
Schmoedown, people! I'm sorry. I didn't know this thing mattered on YouTube. We've been sending D-League Nick Scarpino to come represent Kinda Funny.
We're here today because Nick
not our
Scarpino
fault.
challenged us. He thinks that this is going to be an easy win.
He hasn't had an easy
It's
win in
not.
his life.
No.
No.
I think he's you know, some people are undefeated. I think he's defeated.
Kinda Funny is 100% getting their first victory in the Schmoedown today. It's time, and it's about time.
Adam Kovic, start building 2 caskets, because once I beat the Willemses, I'm going to fucking murder him.
Okay.
This isn't a joke. This
Oh,
is a
God.
confession.
It doesn't tell like it. You've made everyone
Then
scared
I'm
behind the
coming for
camera.
Lauren Sonertagger.
Oh, okay, he's a big guy. Be careful.
He's a coward, too.
All right.
Here's what's going to happen today. Kind of funny. You give us those Muppets questions. You give us those Mission Impossible questions.
Oh, give it to us.
You're going to lose.
Listen, you can't pick the questions. If you could, maybe you'd have a chance. But those questions, they're going to fall on us like raindrops. And we're going to open our mouth. We're going to fill our mouths with those questions. And when we spit that water in your face, you're going to be 0-4, buddy.
Are we going to be provided water?
Do we get water?
Do we get any water?
Yeah, we get water. So we'll do that.
It's going to be the water.
I spit water in your face.
All right, you see there,
Boy,
Funhaus kind of saying they're
great
here, they're ready to make
strategy.
their claims, make their stamp
You were
on the league.
blinded. Now you
I find
cannot
this interesting, this
write your
dynamic with
answers
Game Over
on your
Greggy and Nick
board.
Scarpino. They've known each
But
other.
you
They
can
work
hear,
together.
so
They drink La Croix together, all right?
I don't
That's
know
how you
about that
say it.
strategy.
I'm not French, but there's sort of a weird dynamic going on here, right?
Is there a weird dynamic? I mean, I guess from this promo for sure, there's definitely, my ears are definitely not
A lot
hearing
of screaming.
properly right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. But I see what's going on here. Scarpino struggled. He's a popular player. Sometimes you don't get the questions in the end that you want. I don't think. I think he's back for a little bit of redemption. But Game Over Greg coming back in, kind of saying we're going to do this right and we're going to make our name better.
He's putting him in his place.
Yeah.
He's getting him to get this win today.
And I do have championship belt envy there with some of the stuff going on there. All right, those
I
are
got
the
plenty of
promos.
them
Here's
over
the
there
script.
too, except
Greg,
I'm
you
a
tell me
real
if I'm wrong
champion.
about this. Talk to both
Two-time,
teams before the
two-time
match.
Jack of all
Funny,
trivia wrestling
their
trivia
strengths include
champion,
video games. Now,
and
I'm asking
current
if that's video game
reigning
movies,
champion also.
or just
Ain't
like
no
me,
former
good at
shit.
managing my budget
Still
on
reigning.
MLB The Show 18. I don't
Yelling
know.
very
Franchise
loudly,
like
I can do that
comic book
too.
movies
at times.
and
Video
loud
games.
yelling. Would you
Loud
agree?
yelling, 100%.
With Funhaus,
Did
we've
he
got
finally make
bad
that a
movies,
category?
which I actually think is an interesting
Funhouse,
strength, because
strengths,
if you can quote
bad
work like I
movies.
can, you know, Norm
Just
Macdonald's
like
film
me.
canon, it might come up at some point in
That
the
might be
competition,
my
James
strength
Bond
too.
movies and the aforementioned
Bad
Jim
movies.
Henson movies.
I'm
I
looking
would
forward to
clean
that Jim
house at
Henson
Meet
slice
the
on the wheel.
Spartans.
It's a new slice, something that
Yes,
the
I
patrons
would.
have been asking for. This is
And I
our
just
Patreon match
publicly,
today.
openly admitted
So
that.
if you are a patron
I'm
and
a
you support
sad
at the
person.
$5 level or above, you are going to get this a week before everyone else. This is coming out June 29th to you, and to everyone else it will come out the next
I
week.
love getting things early, special.
I would have got it
times at Del Taco
July
before they
1st, so
open.
I would have
It's a
got
big
it
thing.
4 days
All
ahead
right,
of
with
everyone
that
else,
said,
and
Brienne,
then
I think it's
forgot
time
about
to
it.
get into this match and some intros and get the teams out here. So I asked the fans, are you ready? Because it's time for Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
It was hard for me to chant along with movie trivia Schmoedown.
Sing first.
3 rounds to a finish.
Representing Rooster Teeth and making their Schmoedown team debut with a record of 0 wins and 0 losses. Ready for a new start. It is James and Elise.
The theme of badass Bart Simpson, NIWA, National Internet Wrestling Alliance, that I helped book for 5 years. That was a proud moment in my life. Booking online wrestling. And he's Bret Hart, he's Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels flex the packs.
In a wrestling ring. I've seen him. He knows how to do this game here. It's going to be exciting.
And Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Themselves and some
That song sounds familiar. Who could this be?
They are Game Over Greggy and Nick Scarpino. They are kinda funny.
Unlike me, very funny. Hear the boos. Hear the boo. Where's the other guy? Come on. Oh, he's had to go full slave mode. Poor Nick. You're not kind of funny.
Game Over Greggy has got some words for the audience. I think he's
Actually, you are kind of funny. Who wears a Missouri shirt? At least wear something with some prestige.
He's the only one with the
North Carolina, Florida State, USC, something. Missouri. They ain't won anything since 1962.
Absolutely, teams. You're going to get
Says the guy in the Orioles shirt. Yeah. Yeah. I'm calling out people's sports teams. That's funny. Very funny, as I said.
You will have the ability to ask for a repeat of the questions, but each team 3 per game. Don't forget that there.
Yeah, I know how to throw insults about teams
say the
in
answers,
sports.
show us the board so we can confirm that you didn't have any kind of shenanigans in writing down. So, Are all teams ready? Funhouse.
I'm ready. That's all that matters.
We're ready.
Yes, I love it.
I love this show.
Kind of funny.
We love you.
Are you ready? Kind of funny.
Could not be more ready.
We're ready, Tony Schiavone.
That's
Tony Schiavone, what's this, WCW?
Let's get ready to Schmoedown.
Yay! Go get him, Tony Schiavone.
Brienne, Miss Movies has
And
the first question coming in.
Mark
The
Madden,
first
although he's a
question
dick.
goes to you in the form of movie quotes.
Ed Ferrara, although he's
The
a prick.
quote, "You mean you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy," is featured in which time travel film?
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought
Yes.
thought the video had buffered.
Yes. Sorry for the stumble. Yes.
Smooth operation you run here.
Yeah. All right. Well, first one's out. How do you feel? You good? You going? We have a countdown here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking for answers.
Back to the Future
Nick,
Part 3.
Show us your answer, please.
Future 2?
That's correct for a point.
Oh, wrong one.
Whoa.
See you later.
There's more. We have 3 rounds. 3 rounds. Okay. Elise.
I wasn't in that movie.
Sorry, Tom. Sorry.
Game over, Greg.
Back to the Future Part 2.
That is correct for a
Thank you,
point.
Tony Schiavone.
Thank you.
Listen, I've never seen this, whatever they're talking about. but I'm
I
pretty sure it's
added
from Toy
one
Story
I
3.
too many.
Incorrect.
I just realized she's doing Tom Cruise, and it's spot on.
It's
It is.
spot on. Really good.
I'm glad you just picked that up just now. Just now.
Greg.
Okay, now get some.
All
Oh,
right.
he did the too sweet. He's in the numero order.
Comes in the category of action/adventure. In what film do 2 boys and a girl hitchhike across cross country to compete in the Ultimate Video Game Championship featuring Super Mario Brothers 3? You know, once hitchhike for an entire
Don't fuck
summer.
this up for me, Nick.
You hitchhiked once before?
Watch your mouth. This is a kid's show.
Greg is really, really fired up today.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Don't mouth
1. Time
Game
goes
night.
down.
I think that came out this year.
Starting with
I
Elise.
don't really think that's close.
Oh, come on, just write something. Write something, Tom.
You weren't in it.
Not too late, audience. You can get behind the winners.
All right, Greg.
The Wizard.
That is correct, for another
Correct.
point.
Okay.
James.
Wizard.
That is correct for a
That's
point.
bad. I already started erasing my answer. I knew it was so wrong.
Whoa, Greg.
4-1 lead. 4-1
Good job.
lead.
Keep
You're
it
doing
up.
all right so far.
Remember it till last minute.
All right, coming up in now is the third
Question 3 comes to you from Comedies. A 35-year-old video game tester has to move in with 3 elderly women in what film?
My apartment lease is up next month, and I'm thinking this is a good plan of action.
You know what? This is
Another
definitely a
video
plan of
game
action for you specifically.
These are gonna be all video game questions.
It could be like a Golden Girls reboot.
4,
Uh,
3,
nope,
2,
nope.
and 1. Pens down. Look for answers. Starting with game.
Starting
over.
with Greg.
Yeah, my apologies.
Grandma's boy.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Mm.
Excellent.
James.
Mama's boy.
Oh, so close. So close.
Scarpino.
Grandma's boy.
Correct.
There it is.
Tom Cruise.
It's Grandma's boy.
Yes!
Thank
you. Hmm.
This is on the board.
I'm not doing well. Big surprise.
Exciting.
Your
Not really
first
though.
question comes in the category of directors. Directors. Who directed Labyrinth? Who directed Labyrinth? You enjoy that film?
I enjoy that film. This is one of the movies that I probably watch most frequently in terms of sci-fi.
Fiery
I
Scare Me.
see this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I see Labyrinth on here so many times with different questions, and I still have never bothered to find out who's
1.
directed it.
Pens down, looking for answers. We're starting with James.
I'm gonna go Jim Henson.
That is correct for a
Correct.
point. Scarpino,
That makes more sense. I put Robert Zemeckis. I was just
Oh.
I mean,
That was a good,
a
that's a good
dominant
guess.
director of the time. Elise.
I don't know why I put Frank Oz.
No.
You think too much, Tom.
Game over, Greggy.
My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, have you heard the good news?
I have, but unfortunately
I
incorrect.
cannot believe I
answer
didn't
at this
He's
time.
the reason for the season.
All season.
Boy,
I am
oh
over.
boy.
Over.
You're gonna be up tonight thinking about that one.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
And I bet a bunch of video game and Jim Henson questions.
Right.
You never live it down.
Moving
never
on
live it
to question 5. This is movie release dates. Double Dragon and Street Fighter both came out in what?
Hey, I'll actually get this one. And it's another video game.
Don't know, just guessing.
I believe they're just going to be all video game questions.
Maybe even
The movie release date question is the one I'll get.
I don't know when time starts.
Who the hell would have thought that?
4,
It's 1994.
2, 1. Starting with Nick.
Stab in the dark. 1992.
You are close, but no cigar on that. Elise?
1994?
Yes,
That's correct for
you
points.
got it.
Game over.
Greg?
Were we talking about the movies or the games?
We're talking about the movies. This is the movie trivia Schmoedown.
I feel like that wasn't clear enough. I guessed for the games 1988.
Thank you.
Oh, you dumb.
Appreciate it, James.
1997.
Oh, no.
Still ahead.
We only got still on. Elise has this one there. All right.
No one saw Double Dragon. No one saw it.
I saw it.
Man, he's right about that.
Sixth question comes in the category of horror.
Horrors?
Horror, yes.
Horror.
What horror franchise
What's my
based...
mother have to do with this?
Whoa.
What horror franchise based off a video game stars Mila Jovovich?
Okay, it's all video game questions.
How many horror movie game franchises could there be? Really?
The only video game horror franchise I think that's out there?
Very excited to see that.
3,
Maybe.
2,
Resident Evil?
we are looking
What else
at
could it
starting
be?
with Elise.
Resident Evil?
That's correct for Boyd.
Yeah.
Game over, Greggy.
Resident Evil.
That's correct.
What else could it be?
James.
Resident Evil.
Is there
Absolutely.
another horror franchise game out there that I'm not aware of?
There you go. We have an
Excellent.
8-6 lead, close game as we start to come to
Seems
the
like a
end
lovely girl. I don't know why they'd call her that.
of round 1.
Yeah, there's only 2 more questions remaining. This is number 7, and it is documentary. What documentary is about breaking the world record for the highest score on Donkey Kong?
I
What?
get the reference now.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
so
wearing a
about
Donkey
this,
Kong.
I just,
What do you know?
I just,
I feel like you're cheating off me, and I just want it to be said. I see her.
Funhaus is cheating!
She has prying
got the
eyes.
glasses
She
on.
has prying eyes.
2.
Yeah,
He's got mirrors in there.
King of Kong? Is that what it is?
Show us your answer, please.
King of Kong.
We'll
Thank
accept
you.
that, absolutely.
Yes!
King of Kong.
That is correct.
Skull Island.
King of Kong.
King of Kong, we got a 10-point
I want you
there.
guys to be more excited when I.
No, you got it. You're doing great, Nick. You're doing great.
Boo! Boo!
All right,
And
Elise.
Elise.
The Journey of Steve Weeby, King Kong.
Absolutely.
King of Kong. King of Kong. King of Kong.
All
Excellent.
right.
Little extra detail for you there, Nick.
Okay, stop showing
All
off.
right, your final question
right
is
hat.
coming up, Brian. This is a Patreon question.
It is a Patreon question. We're very excited about that because this is our Patreon match.
Mm-hmm.
And so, here it comes.
Who's it brought to us by?
Harold Gruntejern, which I'm sure I've butchered that. I asked him how to phonetically spell it, but he never really spelled it out for me.
I love
So
that.
that's just
Oh,
how it's going to be.
shame on you then.
Douglas Adams,
You
Hitchhiker's
got what
Guide
you
to the
deserve.
Galaxy Name. I love it. The category that he chose because of his support on Patreon is animation. Animation. Your final question in this round is: Don Rickles voiced what character in the Toy Story films?
If you could voice a character in the Toy Story films, would you come up with something
Would have
different?
been tagged 5.
Oh.
4.
Rest in peace, Don Rickles. He was Mr. Potato
1.
Head.
Looking for answers here, starting with James.
I'm hungry and I want some ham.
Incorrect.
No! Wrong food! Dum dum!
Nick.
John Ratzenberg. Oh,
Nick.
Sorry they didn't teach you that at CrossFit.
I'm still hungry and I want something else.
Scarpino.
Yes.
I'm just taking a guess here. The dinosaur?
That is
it is
incorrect.
not.
All right.
No.
Oh, no, what are you saying? Oh, come on. You got it wrong.
At least I know now.
Oh,
I know
my
it
God.
is.
Ego, you're all
Elise.
looks.
What do you got?
I mean, I didn't do as bad as Nick because I at least put Rex.
No!
No!
I know it's not Rex.
Come on, Greg, bring it back.
Mr. Potato.
Thank you! Yay!
So,
Boy, I made a. That was actually a nice comeback by me. Went 0 for 4 and then went 4 for 4. Yay.
We do have ourselves
I went
a match.
back
I'm
to
surprised this
respectable,
close. I'm
or
excited
very
because
average.
This might be the first time that Nick has been in the lead.
Well, I was going to say, why are you surprised it's this close? Is it something about Scarpino? You doubted him coming into this match? What is it?
I mean, he
Clearly
has
the
those
weak
2
link is
losses.
Scarpino.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
It's unfortunate.
We are now entering round number 2, which is affectionately or sometimes inaffectionately referred to as the wheel round. Oh, that wheel is a fickle fate. And
We
Mr.
looked at,
Sear, we
gotta
have got
pray to the
categories on
wheel.
One at a time, you guys will spin.
It
as a
don't
team,
look
I
there
should
be
say.
no
You will get the
bay.
chance to spin
Oh,
again if you do
Lux
not like the
insane,
first
John
selection,
has a
unless
belt
you
he
get
must
opponent's choice
reclaim.
and spinner's choice. We are going to be getting
Still waiting for that second verse, Chris.
So,
Get to work
Kinda
on it.
Funny, you are in the lead. You have the
We're more
choice
busy
to spin
doing It's
first
Raining
or
Can.
defer and have Funhouse go before you.
Before we do that, though, this is a wheel that is sponsored by a patron. Jake Burnham sponsored today's wheel, and he selected Tom Hanks and Ron Howard to be on the wheel for today's match.
I'm not a Patreon anymore for this particular month, and now you're gonna plug all the Patreon people for the wheels.
See some revolutions on there.
You all better do this when next month.
All right, here we go. That's a good spin.
I'll hold you to that.
I love that little kiss you did at the end.
Keeping my eye on you.
No,
All right, his no whammy, no whammy. That's a good. That's a lot of revolutions. We could power a small wind farm. Almost opponent's choice. Video games. You guys keep it in.
Video game. Video game.
They're all bad. All video
games.
Why did it get worse all of a sudden? It's very dark outside. Just to let you know, this is about as good as I can get it.
All right, guys, you're gonna get 6
I don't think
questions
it's too bad,
in
but it's just,
this
yeah.
round. Don't
It's a lot
forget
darker
the
than
JT
usual.
rules and multiple choice. First one coming in. Which video game character did Jean-Claude Van Damme play in
Guile.
Street Fighter?
Which, unfortunately, I got wrong in a Full Metal match.
That is correct for 2
I thought it was M.
points.
Bison
2
at first, but
points.
I learned it's Guile. Sonic Boom.
They're not free when you've earned them, James.
And,
Go back to CrossFit, James.
Second question.
Camp.
Second question out of 6. In Ready Player One, what is the avatar name of Ty Sheridan's Wade Watts? I did not.
We're gonna go with multiple choice on this.
All right, here we go. Some names I've never seen. A. Parzival. B. Artemis. C. Tracer. D. Ack.
That's H.
Not Tracer. Tracer's an actual video game character.
We're gonna shot in the dark. B.
That is incorrect. Incorrect for Steel.
We'll steal Parzival.
That is correct.
Well, I learned something today. You learn something every day, folks. Mr. Rogers once said that.
All right.
We don't read. That's what the movie was for, so you didn't have to read.
Kind of funny. Who played Mario in 1993's
Bob Hoskins.
Super Mario Brothers movie?
Bob Hoskins.
That is correct for 2
Right,
points.
that's how you do it.
One of the all-time classics.
Good,
Fourth
we saw
question.
Ready Player One. It came out like a week ago.
Fourth question.
Yes,
Fourth
because
question.
they're the Mario
How many
Brothers.
Resident Evil films.
So it's
are
Mario, Luigi Mario. How many Resident Evil films are there? Is 5?
You have 20 seconds to answer these questions, I might add.
I don't know.
How about multiple choice?
Multiple choice.
This is not gonna help.
have.
Yeah, it's not going to help.
A, 4.
It'd just
B,
give you only 1
5,
point instead of
C,
2.
6. D, 7.
I don't think I can answer this.
Oh.
5.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
for Steel
oh, it's not
Funhouse.
5. I can't do the 4. I can't do the 5 horsemen pose.
That is incorrect. Looking for 6.
Are you counting 3D? Is 3D count as a number?
Animated. Isn't there the animated one?
They did an animated one. Challenge.
Was it theatrical?
All right, we do have a challenge from James.
They said movies not made for DVD.
Yeah. If it wasn't theatrical, this ain't gonna count.
All right, we are back. We had an elite team of experts gather around the Google machine.
An elite team of experts to find out about Resident Evil.
6 theatrical release. Resident
We agree with your decision.
Good job, everybody.
Great decision over there, guys.
We had to put our heads together to think about them Resident Evil films.
Fifth question out of 6.
Talk about
A
evil.
woman named Rose goes in search for her adopted daughter within the confines of a strange and desolate town in what film?
Just give the multiple choice already.
Take a shot with it. Silent Hill?
That's correct for 2 points. You guess
Or
it,
not.
you got it.
Just
Sometimes
answer the
Don't
question.
be afraid to clap for winners, you fucking losers.
Good thing I swallowed my Pepsi. You don't waste Pepsi, folks.
Pictures is who plays President Will Cooper in Pixels?
Kevin James.
We didn't prepare for
Kevin
Pixel's
James.
question.
That is correct. 2 points for
Let's
Kevin
never
James.
speak of that movie.
And underrated
Absolutely.
19 to 9. Funhaus still has the spell, and it is chaos in this studio.
It is chaotic indeed.
Underrated film.
Now gonna go to Funhaus. James and Elise, it's your turn to spin. Someone step up and give us a spin.
Shame on you to ever say Pixels underrated. They don't belong in the same sentence, unless the sentence is Pixels is not underrated.
I'm liking that they're
I think brain cells died just hearing that. Ugh.
Is she even on that? Well, she is. Her picture's on there.
Is it? Okay.
Her picture is on there.
Uh-oh.
Jim Henson movies.
Jim Henson!
Are you going to...
No.
I guess we keep it, but now there's so much pressure.
I might actually be good at this category. Just start running off all them Muppet movies, and I'll be fine.
Gonna need an answer? Are you guys...
Let's do it. I guess let's do it.
They're gonna
Let's do it. Yes. Yes. Category I might actually know.
This was a listed strength of the team, a little fumble early in the game that sometimes happens, but this is a redemption round potentially here.
Yeah, of course, I missed the elaborate question yet. I think I'll be good at Jim Henson. So
Jim Henson.
just keep
First one.
the Muppet movies.
Which comedian cameos as a sarcastic waiter during Kermit and
Steve
Miss
Martin.
Piggy's first date?
Steve Martin.
That is correct. For 2 points.
She loves Steve Martin. I love Steve Martin.
Absolutely.
I love Steve Martin, but he's a jerk.
I got into comedy
Literally, he's the jerk.
Absolutely.
And your favorite movie shop girl.
That's right. All right, second question. What Academy Award nominated song is featured in The Muppet
Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection. 2 points.
The lovers, the dreamers, and we are all under its spell.
All right. Sounds good.
But the muscles.
Just so you know, I'm gonna die alone. Here we go.
No one loves muscles. That's why they love me.
Does
Look
Kermit
at that muscle.
lose his memory?
Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yep.
Absolutely. And underrated.
I just realized I got a nasty bruise right there.
Elise was afraid of this category. Thought there would be a lot
Let's
of
not show that
pressure,
again.
But she is
It looked like I got
handling
some
this
kind of
category
disease
so
or
well.
something.
He got hit by a car.
Okay.
He's a puppet.
We are going to
Hit by a
fourth
car.
question. Fourth question. Who plays prison guard Nadja in Muppets
Tina Fey.
Most
Terrible
Wanted?
movie.
That's a garbage movie, but it was Tina Fey.
That is
Thank you.
correct for 2 points.
Terrible.
All right.
We're catching up.
That,
we go.
compared to that
This would be
previous one. Ugh.
Greg Miller's looking
All right.
a little bit
Fifth
nervous.
of
Or
6
not.
questions. Fifth of 6 questions. In Labyrinth, what is
Oh,
the
God.
name of Sarah's baby brother?
Boy, what boy?
I said keep the Muppet questions.
Choice?
All right.
Oh.
Choice A, Toby. B, Caleb. C, Michael. D, Joshua.
Joshua.
Gonna need an
I
answer.
don't know Labyrinth that well.
Coming down in 5.
Is it Michael?
That is incorrect. Incorrect for a steal. Kind of funny.
It's Toby,
That's
moron.
right.
It is Toby.
That is right. One more question
I don't
left.
know Labyrinth that well.
All right.
Neither do I.
Final question. Final question.
In Labyrinth.
What feature-length Muppet film was the first directed by Jim Henson?
The Great Muppet Caper.
All right.
Shots fired.
I guess
By
it's,
Muppet, do you mean the creations? The felt like create?
I guess it's Muppet movie.
No.
Need an answer.
No.
Final answer.
Muppet movie? I don't think it's Muppet
No.
movie.
All right. Incorrect. Looking for a steal from Kind of Funny for 2 points.
Can we get multiple choice?
No, you do
No.
not, sir. Take a.
Great Muppet Caper.
Well, technically, Labyrinth is the.
All right. We're gonna need answers in
Don't
5.
give them any hints, Elise.
4.
Let's say I was
Big
3
bird on the
Muppet
fucking
movies.
loose.
2. 1. Need an answer.
What do we got?
Labyrinth.
Incorrect. The answer was The Great Muppet Caper. Charles Grodin, Diana
Muppet
Rigg.
Caper.
One of the classics. All right, that brings an end to round
See, I know
2.
my Muppet movies. About the only thing I actually know.
We have ourselves a game.
20
It is
to
close.
17 is in here. All right.
I kicked some ass in that category,
All right,
except for
guys,
Labyrinth.
We are into the
Keep
third
them Muppet
final
questions
round.
coming. I'll
This
be
will
just
decide,
fine.
unless, of course, there's a tie, then we'll go into sudden death, and that's a whole other thing. I get bumped into overtime, so I'm okay with it. Here you go. You are each going to be asked to choose between 1 and 20. I want 3 numbers from that range, 1 to 20. Those
You know the drill.
correspond to categories.
2, 2,
You
2,
will be
2,
asked those
2.
categories. You have a 2, a 3, and a 5-point question. The 2-point and 3-point are answered on your own. You will decide after we announce the category. 5-point
Pick 2,
question you can
and
confirm.
when you will
All right,
do.
with that said, if you guys are set and ready, Kind of Funny's in the lead. You get to choose your numbers first.
What are your numbers, Big Cat? 2, 16, 21.
Well,
2. Pick 2.
16,
You win.
21, it's too high.
32.
1 through
Also
20.
not.
Try it again.
40. I don't understand. What am I missing? 45?
1 through 20 are your choices.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then 120.
Thank you.
We'll take 13.
13
How about that?
it is.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
2, 16, and
I didn't
13.
think that's what I meant
Your
by
numbers between
Schmoedown
20, you can choose the
experience.
ones already selected.
3 and 11, because those are our favorite band. 311.
311.
Not
All right.
amazing.
Not
Okay.
really.
Oh.
And 6.
3,
311,
11,
never heard
and
of 'em.
6, those will work. We will
I know
accept
3
them
6
there.
Mafia.
All right.
Could have picked them.
I'll be asking these questions in these rounds because, you know
Because
what?
somebody gonna get their ass
You're an
kicked.
active
Not allowed to.
competitor. All right. So,
Can't
Funhouse,
look.
you are down by 3 points, which means you will be given the chance to answer first. Your first number, you chose as number 3, that corresponds to the category of Tom Hanks, America's uncle. Who is going to
America's
take
uncle.
this question?
I say America's dad.
I'll take it.
Elisa's going to take it. All right.
In Labyrinth.
2-point question. 2-point question. Outside of the Robert Langdon films, Tom Hanks has played the same character more than once in one other
Toy Story.
franchise. What franchise is that?
Toy Story?
That is correct for 2
Okay.
points.
You should have said Toy Story. What was the other franchise? I think
Your next
I
number
think
is
that would have been the
number
harder
11.
question.
That corresponds to the category of action/adventure. You guys can take this question and jump to the lead. James, you'll be answering this one.
Or Tom Cruise will be
Tom
answering.
Cruise for a little mojo magic there. All right, 3-point question.
Tom
in
Cruise posing like Bret Hart.
action/adventure. What is the name of the limousine driver that escorts John McClane to the Nakatomi Tower in Die Hard?
You know, I actually know the answer to this. What?
I'm gonna go Christmas.
Incorrect. The answer was Argyle. Argyle down there.
Hard one.
In
It's a hard one.
the
But I like
thing.
that.
Unless you've
I
actually
like
seen
that
the movie in
answer.
your life, and that was very
What?
That was hard.
All right, with that
Yeah,
incorrect
Christmas.
answer, Funhouse
Happy
is gonna be given the
Christmas,
5-point
everybody,
question. We are
and
in
Merry
the potential
Thanksgiving.
TKO range, Brienne.
Yes,
And
you've got to get this
Happy
one correct in order to
New
stay in the game and kick
Year.
it back to Kind of Funny. Otherwise, Nick's going to get his first win.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
That's Scarpedo. She really
RoboCop. We can't
All
have that.
You chose the number 6. Chose the number 6. That corresponds to the category of 90s movies. You can confer.
There's
do
been
have
quite a bit of
chance to
movies in that
on
era.
the board.
Quite a few.
5-point question. In 1991's Father of the Bride, who plays the eccentric wedding coordinator's assistant, Howard
I haven't seen
Weinstein?
it enough to know.
Weinstein, excuse me. Howard Weinstein.
Oh, yeah. It's Martin Short.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout.
No! Can't let Nick win! BD Wong! Oh, man.
I can see, though, how you can make that.
Another win for Diesel, because, you know, he looks like Mark Donica.
BD Wong played the assistant to Martin Short's character. So, with that, Kind of Funny has a 20-19 TKO victory, Brienne. We're going to hear from these competitors in a second. Wow, big match.
Ended up being a good match.
Excited for Nick today, but I'm also
Kind of
excited
funny.
that
They're
Elise and James are local, so
kind
maybe
of
they'll
good.
actually return.
Maybe that should be their name.
Taste for
Kind
blood
of
and water.
good.
Come back here, compete. But right now, let's go.
Kind of
to
alright.
Jen Sturger. That's
Kind of
Jennifer,
lucky.
You and me back with the winners and losers.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Kind of Funny. And that was kind of good. That was actually your first win, Nick.
You
How are
stole
doing?
my line! I'm gonna sue.
expecting to
Sue.
come win
Yeah,
the
I'm
first
gonna
3 times,
sue
and I
you.
lost, and then I brought in the big guns, me. I brought me back, and Greg came and brought me some
Why does
Starbucks.
everyone steal my material?
Where are we going to be on that Toby question without me, huh?
I can't believe you pulled that out. I was going to answer Caleb, and you said Toby, and I was like, whoa, and we won.
Seems like
that
some
was the
Jim
question
Henson
we
fan
won.
would have known that, you know? Seems like a Jim Henson fan would know.
It's funny
because
I don't go around purporting to be a Jim Henson fan like some other people, then because normally I just drop the ball and everything, but I've never seen anyone drop the ball quite that hard today.
This is an epic choke.
Okay, but you were feeling pretty nervous that second round when she hit Jim Henson, were you not?
I was, because to be perfectly honest, I was not happy with my performance today. I dropped a couple questions early in the round, and
don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard.
You know, but then I brought it back. I brought it right back, pretty much on my shoulders. The world sits.
No, it was a team effort. Again, you couldn't get it done without me ever. Just like I'm the champ, you're the chump. You understand how the relationship works. Don't get a big head on yourself because I can point to all the times you've lost without me.
Well, it was those were warm-ups, and you would not even know how this whole thing works without them explaining it to both of us again when we came in.
Good point.
I'm pretty sure Greg had something to do with you winning today. Maybe he's your good luck charm.
I think so. I mean, I bring him around a lot of places. Like he gets to stand and get cooled off in my shadow, so it's really nice for him.
He's taller than you.
I was gonna say, short people can't cast a big shadow. You know what I mean?
I stand on chairs.
So what's next for you?
I want another match, and I want Greg and I to come at least another team, if not the entire league. I think we have a chance of going all the way. I'll be honest with you.
A chance?
Because
we
my
are
mama took one.
going all the way. I looked at your little wall of fame over there. Bring me Miss Movies. Bring me Sam Witwer. Bring me the kid who was the voice of the radio guy in Wet Hot American Summer. I'll lay them all out. I'm not afraid of any of these D-list internet celebrities you got. Sam Witwer is in a game called Days Gone, though, and it looks good.
I think we're done here. Oh, Funhouse. That was a little rough. You guys came back so hard in that second round. We were all rooting for you.
Yes, we did come back very hard in that second round.
I mean, I was talking about Elise.
Oh.
Yeah.
When we're on film sets shooting Mission Impossible 7, we don't have time to study movies as closely as we'd like to. We're not invited to those film sets, actually.
I thought there were going to be more questions about stunts, performing your own stunts, the kinds of different stunts that Tom Cruise is performing.
My Thetan levels, but there was none of that.
No, we don't do any of that here. But you were very impressive in the Jim Henson round that you picked. I saw you were going to spin away from it. Why?
Well, I didn't want to put her on the spot. Her morale was pretty low coming into round
pressure.
2 because she missed the labyrinth.
Bad morale.
I don't know Labyrinth though. I don't know. You second guess yourself. You shouldn't, but you do. And I thought maybe it was Frank Oz because Frank Oz seems to have more of like a prestigious directing career than Jim Henson. I'm kicking myself so much. And I know Jim Henson didn't direct the Muppet movie. It's just that time crunch that you get in. Those 15 seconds fly by really fast.
And I know the limousine driver was Argyle. Why did I say Christmas?
No, but when you get under those lights, anything can happen. Were those lights shaking you guys up at all?
Greg was shaking me up. That's what was shaking me up.
Well, he was literally shaking the table. Like underneath it, I don't know if you can see, but he was shaking the table the whole time. I tried to write the Mr. Potato Head, I tried to write it, but he shook it, my pen slipped, I wrote ham, so.
Happens all the time. So what's next for you guys? Are you guys going to come back?
Because, they got the same amount of letters.
I would love to, especially now that I think we'll have a flow for it.
Yeah, well, I think we just need to find the right division, okay? Because we're kind of geeks at heart. She loves Lord of the Rings. I think we have a fair amount of knowledge we could share in that capacity.
He loves James Bond.
I love James Bond, but I think we have something that we can bring to this.
Give us a Quentin Tarantino movie. That's something we can both work with, I think.
Yeah.
So aside from Quentin Tarantino, it sounds like you might be up for some inner geekdom, no?
Hey, if it fits and the belt fits, do you guys have a belt for that one? Then yes.
We sits.
Wait, no? What?
If it fits, we sits. Is that?
That's a cat thing.
Back to you guys.
All right, you heard it there, Miss Movies. We got some spirited post-game comments from Kind of Funny. Game Over Greggy putting the league on notice. They are re-energized. They are here. They are in it to win it. Now, I really liked this attitude from Kind of Funny. It kind of
technically, because this Patreon match was in June, I don't think my name's going to show up on there now,
looks like
which
they're
makes
going
me sad.
to be continuing, hopefully, with the inner geekdom. I was really impressed with Elisa in that second round with Jim Henson, because not only is it just Jim Henson movies, it's also movies that are in the creature feature have come out of that, so it could expand even further further, but I thought she did such a great
That's
job.
the
and
stuff that I'd be
I'm looking
afraid
forward
of.
to seeing both Elise
I don't
and
want
Paige
any
and
of that
what they can
stuff.
do
Just
in
give me
a
the
different
Muppet
division.
stuff.
I agree with what you're saying there. We're coming to a close here, but I got to say, Brianne Chandler, Miss Movies, honor to have you sitting at the desk with me here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with your free-for-all opportunity.
Aren't you, though? You're
Yes.
still on my list, Ken.
Oh, I like being on lists.
I'll be thinking about
Lists
that.
are good. So that brings to a close today's matchup. First thing here on Patreon, we thank you guys for supporting the movie Trivia Schmoedown on Patreon. Don't forget to share and like the matches when they're on YouTube. Join the movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook group. All that good stuff. Closing thoughts about Patreon.
You know, I think this match is worth $1. I think it's worth it for $1 to come and see it early before it goes up on YouTube.
Absolutely, that is it. So we'll see you guys next time.
Well, it'd be worth
on the
$5,
Pit Boss.
but yeah.
That's Miss Movie.
See it
Brianne
5
Chandler. We'll
times
see you
for
next time.
$1.
Bye.
Team Action debuted, and everyone said, "Okay, they have a lot of personality, but what can they do?"
Oh,
And
not even gonna do
they
the
wound up getting
stats
slammed
of the
with
team
Dillson
match.
Schmoedown
Yeah,
to the
okay.
tournament, and they lost there against Above the Line, but they had an amazing run. And even though Ben Bateman is only 1-1, he has made a huge impact on this league.
That
with
match
his
shouldn't even
attitude,
count.
His knowledge, he's challenging everyone.
Let's do something fun, and Draco, let's do this. Let's dance, all right?
And what happened? You lose. You got nothing. Good day, sir.
Doesn't matter. We're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to avenge this loss. Okay? I'll be back. I'll play that moron Mantz.
I've had enough. I've had enough. We faced off in the doubles, and you know, with your smug face and your too cool sunglasses, I'm sick of your
Too cool.
I'm sick of this shit. I got nothing to lose. Yes, this is happening right
Too cool. What a winner plays Roka. That's right. They did make that stipulation.
All right. Listen, Mantz, I don't think anything from you anymore. Yeah, champion's prerogative. Get out of here.
You bitch! I got you. He went full weekend at Bernie's.
Got somebody running their mouth, so I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Because I'm sick of it, and they're sick of it, and I know they're sick of it.
Mantz. Or did they sped it up? Why'd they speed it up? I think if you get transported that fast, you're in line for some serious disabilities. You might have an arm missing or something. Bing, 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 shh, bing, bing. It's time to Schmoedown. We got Ben Bateman and Scott Movie Mantz. It's time to throw down. It's a Schmoedown, 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 Schmoedown. Hello, Mark. Hello, Ken. Yeah. No Christian in sight. He must be trying to get his commissionership back. Dad, open the door. He's going full McWeenie. Open the damn door.
Program has really stepped it up a notch to let me here. I am happy to be calling this match.
Ben Bateman, Scott Mantz. This is a matchup in singles, and it could get loud in here. Mantz comes into this match as the challenger. He hasn't had the best of luck in singles, and when you really
Challenger? You mean underdog?
They're more known for their team exploits. Obviously, Mantz is part of Team Trek, and Ben Bateman a part of the dastardly Team Action. I look at these guys because we know Jason Inman and what he's been able to do in the Inner Geekdom League, but Scott Mantz has been a nice complement to Inman as a team, and then when Mantz gets out on his own, you know anything is possible when movie release dates is on the wheel, and it is on the wheel today,
Movie
kiddies.
release dates. Yeah, you saw what happened where Inman has moved on to the 5. He's moved on to the 5, but I can tell you, I've spoken to both these competitors. I know Jason and Scott very well. We go to Star Trek conventions together, and I just throw Luke Skywalker dolls at them.
They went from this to that. That was easy.
Direction. Scott's looking to really start out anew here, and there's a lot going on in the world of Schmoedown right now. We got the Collider Collision coming up, Mark Ellis. You've got a special jacket picked out for that occasion?
Oh, it's going to be glorious, and it might be the color of blood because there's going to be some in the water that day as well as
So
today.
he's either
I will
going to
remind
wear
Ken Knapsack that fraternizing with
Dumb and
competitors
Dumber
outside of
orange
this
tuxedo.
could be grounds for dismissal,
He's
as well as
going to
our
wear
Ben Bateman, I look at the stronger of the two when it comes
Master
to team
Disguise
action.
turtle
I
costume.
think that he knows more. He's more
or
well-rounded than his partner
Black
Andrew
Tux.
Guy, who is a very fun performer. Not much else that I see in that brain as far as trivia goes. Ben Bateman and Scott Mantz.
When is someone going to bring out the Dumb and Dumber orange
It's
tux?
going to be mano a mano.
Mano y mano. Is that how you say it? I don't
Mono
know.
y
High
mono.
school Spanish class, but I'll tell you what,
Or
Bateman
mayo
called
a
Mantz in the
mayo.
post-game of his last match, and
No mayo,
Mantz accepted.
please.
I think Mantz just wants to compete. I think he wants to show people what he's capable of. But you never know.
Yes, I'm
I've
sure
seen Team Action get under the skin of
It's been
Mantz
over a
and
year
Bateman
since he
today.
won a
Confessed he
singles
almost,
match.
wanted to
That
start
match
a
against
real
Hal.
fist fight during that match.
And that shouldn't even
so we'll
count.
see. I know Mantz
Shouldn't
don't let
even
his
count.
happy-go-lucky attitude fool you. This guy is a competitor, and we've got some big stuff coming to the collision. But before we get here, this match is key because the winner, the winner of this match would move on to face John Roca, he of the cowboy hat fame, because that means we get two possible feuds continuing. Team Action, we've seen them with top 10. Guy with the big spear heard around the world. Roca still see the chiropractor for that. And then you got Mantz Roca 3, possibility down the line. A lot riding on this match today, Mark.
Yeah, hopefully it won't get physical here today. And whether you're a casual fan of movie
Chiropractor.
trivia or you know all the feuds that are
Who's this
happening and
chiropractor?
could happen
Alan?
in the near future, you're going to want to be a member of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Check out our Patreon.
Let's plug the
today.
Patreon
Select which tier
again.
is right for you and
Great
get
idea.
more involved in all the carnage. Well, speaking of that C word, we had a lot going on in our pregame interviews. Let's take a look.
No nonsense. I'm not here for a show. You wanted a show? I gave it to you. I'm here for one reason, and one reason only. And that's to embarrass that ridiculous chimp of a competitor, Scott Mantz.
Mantz in the house. Look, the guy's now permanent part of the Collider family. Perfect time for Mantz to return to the singles Schmoedown.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
Welcome
me?
to the Collider
You
family,
need me to
Scott.
play Scott Mantz? You know, Mantz was in his prime when he played Golem in Two Towers. But he's gotten old, okay? The league has changed, Mantz. Your arch nemesis couldn't even make the cast of Space Cowboys. And after I embarrass you, I'm going to embarrass him.
He really thinks he's going to beat me? Okay, you know, he got lucky with the team tournament. You know, Mantz and him in Team Trek, we shall return. We'll go boldly again. But on the single side, Mantz, do I look like I'm sweating here? Do I look like I'm sweating? Do I look like I'm nervous? Do I look like I care?
This is the year of action, Mantz.
Well, I hope you care.
You're no action. Get out of here. Go host the movie review show. You aren't part of the Schmoedown anymore. Your man left you, Mantz.
Here's the thing. Ben Bateman, he just shows so much disrespect, not just for the Mantz man, but for the entire Schmoedown process as a whole. He just gives the Schmoedown a bad name, and I'm here to show him a good one.
I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to show you, once and for all, you, everybody else, every one of you idiots that thinks I'm not one of the best players in the league, I am the best player in the league. And I will have every belt by the end of this year.
The boss is going to take you down. This boss is going to be the man. Mantz versus Broken 3. There are so many reasons why Mantz will win. The biggest reason is I just know my shit better than you.
Well, hopefully the reason you win is because I said you would win. If you win, that for me. And if you don't win, I'll delete the footage.
Know how to broadcast. It's because Mantz and Bateman, they can get up
Paper
there in
shredder.
the octaves and the decibel range. It's going to feel like the Who at Wembley Stadium in here.
Absolutely. That's a good reference to a rock and roll combo I enjoy. I'll tell you, though, Scott Mantz, I think his name should be Turn Down the Gain Mantz. That's what I think it should be. That's for all you audio mixer guys out there
All
in
the engineers
crowd.
watching us today.
Yeah, absolutely there. All right, well, we heard what they have to say.
We have a tail in the
we
tape?
got a little bit of tail in the tape here.
What are these guys good at, Ken?
What are they good at? Well, I'll
The
tell you,
same
Scott
thing.
Mantz is good at giving hugs. That we know.
Good hugger.
He has got some traps on him. And he is good,
Hugging?
of course, at sci-fi, Star Trek,
Oh!
classics, and his expertise
Guns.
movie release dates. And Ben the Boss Bateman.
I'd show off my arms, but I don't want y'all to go
action-adventure,
blind.
Also action adventure. Classics
Darkness in the
as well.
screen is
He's
not
proven
enough to
himself in
protect your
Oscar
eyes from
categories, and I
the
think,
white.
in general, new releases, the kind of
I'd give
movies
cream
these
cheese
kids
a
are
run for its
seeing
money.
these days with their movie passes and whatnot.
Like most great 1960s comics, he only owns one suit, but it feels like a fresh one every time I see him. It is Mantz, it is Bateman. We are about to get it on, Ken. And I'm looking at my watch. It does appear that it's 8:05. It is time to rock.
Actually,
yeah,
it's
time to
actually 6:05. Schmoedown. Yay!
Kind of a fake handoff there that I threw deep.
Yeah, I don't know what's going
You went
on.
total flea flicker on me.
About 6:05, the start of WCW and
Hey, 6:05. Ding, ding, ding.
Here we go. Are you ready for your introductions? Here we go.
3 rounds to a finish.
Representing Collider with a record of 2 wins and
These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man is going before.
That's good tricep, that's good bicep.
Oh, look at that.
Good forearms in there.
He's got a
Mantz versus Roca.
I still don't know what's wrong with that finger right there. I swear I think I broke it at some point in my life and don't know where. It's not supposed to be that separated. Like that one is separated, and this one is fine. That one's fine. That one's separated. Watch out. Watch out. What kind of music is that? Is that what y'all kids listen to nowadays?
And part of the 2017 Team Heels of the Year. He is Ben, the Boss Bateman.
Well, they're both here, Ken. Team action has showed up
by Andrew Guy.
Playing the heel that has some
I don't want to kiss you.
Kane, yeah. And Andrew Guy just cleaning off.
He's wiping down his
right.
Yeah.
Much like you see at the airport. He's shining
I was with the Silver Cane. You gonna kill a werewolf or something?
All right. Both competitors are out, Mark.
You know, Ken, I gotta just real quick.
Oh, that's good.
Mantz, there's something I'd like to bring up with you real quick.
Okay, let's hear it.
You know, I've beaten you twice. This will be a 3rd time, and let's make this
correction.
simple.
You didn't beat me. Your team beat us. You did not beat me. And
We
you
are
won't.
Action, Mantz. You lost to Action.
No, the team.
But let's move on,
lost.
Mantz. I want your slice.
You and what do you mean you want my space?
Your slice, Mantz.
Slice of
Check
what?
your hearing. I want your movie release date slice. I want this face on your slice. And when I kick your ass today, I want that slice.
Wait a minute.
Going after Scott Mantz's pride and
You
joy there,
want
Ken.
your face on movie release dates?
On my slice, yes.
No. See, what happens is you have to earn that.
Oh, I will.
How are you going to earn that?
Well, we got.
Okay,
You know, Mantz, I never enter into a negotiation I can't
We've got
win.
a contract going on here.
Really?
Mantz
Ellis just wasn't in my
his
script.
life away.
What am I signing?
We are not sure what exactly is said in those papers, but it does indicate that if Scott signs this,
Wait a minute.
it would be saying that if
Wait,
Ben
you really
wins,
want my real slice?
he would get his face on the movie release date wheel slice.
Yeah, I see. This is some added
So-
stakes
Come on,
to the
man.
match here.
Yeah, I mean,
You ain't gotta
it's
sign
in
it.
one of Thad's famous yellow folders, so you know it's official. That has already been a notarized document and now signed by Scott Mantz.
Let's just make it a one-time thing. Just show it on there one time, just to piss everybody off.
Debate right
This is
there.
gonna get straight to British Parliament here if we don't calm everything down in the studio. So we're gonna come back up here
The
to the news
British.
desk after putting his John Hancock on a notarized document provided to him courtesy of Commissioner Thad Williams. Scott Mantz and Ben Bateman are now ready to maybe not high five, but certainly ready to duel in movie trivia for 3 rounds. Ken, here's how it works in round 1. Each competitor is going to hear a series of 8 questions. These questions are asked to the field. They come from 8 different corners of the movie trivia galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question.
Except that you will be laughed at.
As soon as we finish asking the question, please write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard with the marker provided in front of you. After your 15 seconds are up, we will ask you by name to give us your best attempt at a correct answer. Please show what you
Best
wrote on the
attempt.
whiteboard to
That's
the
the
cameras
key
at the same
words.
time you verbalize it into the microphone. I will
Truffle
remind each
shuffle,
competitor
every
of your
question.
3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the match. If you need to buy yourself some time, not sure the wording of a question, use the JTE rule. Each competitor also has 1 challenge. Are we good to go?
We are good. I'm good.
Scott Mantz is good. Ben Bateman?
Where's the belt, House?
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay! What's a belt got to do with this one?
You did.
Did it right. Your first question comes from the world of action-adventure movies. And your query is, what is the title of the 4th installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise? You don't have to write Pirates of the Caribbean, just need the surname.
You know, I once fell asleep on that ride and wrote it 4 times.
They let you do that, huh? 5, 4, 3, 2,
Damn
1.
it.
Pens down, Ben Bateman.
On Stranger Tides.
What does that say? What does that say? I challenge
the
that.
answer, and it says on Stranger Tides.
I challenge that. That is a mess.
I think that's good for me, but what do you think?
Okay.
And yes, it is on Stranger Tides.
No.
Okay. 1 point. You got it right, Scott Mantz.
On Stranger Tides.
Much better handwriting,
okay.
Ben. Please improve your penmanship from
I've
question
got
1 to
assistance for
question
that, Ellis. What do you want from me?
A little too
All right,
jerky
got it.
there.
Ken Knapsack has your next question.
All right, question 2 comes in the category of Oscars. This is not Sly Stallone's movie. This is about award winners. What film, released in 2002, won Best Picture at the Academy Awards?
All right, if I gave everybody in this room right now $1 if they've seen the movie Oscar, how many dollars down am I?
We'd owe 5 to Bibiani alone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Scott Mantz.
Or the Rings 2 Towers.
Bang, bang.
Give him a point.
Oh,
Ben
never
Bateman.
mind.
Chicago.
All right.
That's right.
2-2 going into our next category. Certainly seen a
Oh,
lot of
it
this
was Return of
already.
the King,
match
too.
event would be
Didn't
dramas.
even put the right Lord of the Rings movie.
Paul Newman reprises his role of Eddie Felson in what Martin Scorsese drama? I'm not sure what noise just emanated from the back of the studio. It sounded like a very disgusted yawn. 5.
It was
4,
actually.
3, 2.
Well,
1.
fill me in.
Pens down, Ben
I don't
Bateman.
know.
1986, baby.
Ben Bateman, your answer, please.
The Color of Money.
Better handwriting, still not that good. Scott Mantz.
Color of Money, and that is actually
Okay.
true. I did see The Color of Money when I was a freshman in college. Thank you, man.
It's in the way that you use it, Ken. It's tied at 3.
I didn't know they had organized.
Not even mad. I'm just impressed.
Question number 4. Question number 4 comes in the category of family films. What actor shows up at the end of the game in Space Jam to help Michael Jordan and the Toons win the game?
Da, 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 da.
Favorite baseball squadron.
Yay, at least I won't go 0 for 4 like the first one. It's Bill Murray.
5, 4, 3,
Can you read that?
2,
It's gotten
1.
very
Oh, we
dark.
almost settled the numbers together. Scott Mantz.
I'm gonna think like an animal, and whenever possible, look like one.
He got
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray.
That's right,
And
Bill Murray.
nailed the different movie
Bill Murray.
check.
Bill
Bill Murray. And the best handwriting Bateman has shown today.
Whoa, ho, ho, ho. I don't play defense.
Your next question, gentlemen, from the world of fantasy/science fiction. And here's your question. This Academy Award winning actress played the titular nanny in the Nanny McPhee films.
It's taken me a long time to not giggle at that word.
It's always a challenge saying the word titular. You've got to get right to the Euler. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1.
Frances McDormand.
Ben Bateman.
Emma Thompson.
That's correct.
1 point
Nope.
for Ben.
Nope.
Scott Mantz.
Sorry,
And our first miss of the match goes to Scott Mantz.
All right.
All right.
All right.
5 to 4. Ben Bateman still within range of having a perfect round 1. If he does get a perfect round 1, he will get a bonus question asked just to him.
Was that God? I don't know.
All right. Question number 6. Question number 6 comes in the category of comedies. In the movie Snatched, Amy Schumer's mom is played by what actress?
What? Snatched?
Snatched. Titular and snatched.
5, 4.
Tough
Is
question.
it Goldie Hawn?
2 and 1. Looking for answers, starting with Scott Mantz.
Goldie Hawn.
That is correct.
Okay, that's right.
Goldie Hawn.
That is correct. Bateman
That's right, movie.
takes his 1 point lead.
And his perfect round, Kenny, is
right.
within striking range of a bonus question. Your penultimate question, that means second to last for everybody at home, is from the world of horror thriller. And your question is, in the film Rear Window, who stars as the beautiful socialite love interest Lisa Carol Fremont?
She may be beautiful,
You know,
but I don't know.
Was in the
crowd at the Comedy Store, and I performed a couple weeks ago.
Really?
I made Goldie Hawn laugh.
I made
could see her smile.
John Ratzenberger not laugh one night. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look for answers. Ben Bateman.
Ingrid Bergman.
Incorrect.
Scott Mantz.
Grace Kelly.
That is correct to tie the game.
Nice pull, Scott.
No perfect round there.
Oh, and they passed the Mantz Rutnick line. They should be proud.
Our Patreon users, and you can submit a question if you're on that tier of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. The patron that submitted his question today is Jeremiah Spivey. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Almost JTH. Only there's not a T or an... Oh, there is an H. There's just no T. There's a lot more letters there.
That's right. What Saturday Night Live alum has provided his voice for roles in the animated films Inside Out, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and Sausage Party?
So I gather you were trying to make John Ratzenberger laugh.
I tried. I failed. I failed miserably. The Sausage Party was my name for my 8th grade birthday party.
4, 3, 2,
Is that Bill Hader?
1. Pens down. Scott Mantz first.
Bill Hader.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Bill Hader.
All right.
Yay!
Tied at 7. These guys know
3 out of 8.
Absolutely.
I
This
got
is
my usual
a
game.
punch for punch fight here as we go into round 2.
In round number
Now, if they said
2,
Angry
also known as
Birds
the wheel
movie,
round, the
I would have known for
wheel
sure.
Wheel of Fortune, perhaps the Wheel of Doom.
Wheel
There
of
are 12
Fortune.
slices on the
Do
wheel. 10
do
of them
do
are
do
from
do
different
do
movie
do
trivia
do.
categories. You also have spinners and opponent's choice lurking somewhere on said wheel. In round 2, each
Fun
competitor
fact, original
is
host
asked
of Wheel
a
of
series
Fortune,
of 4
Chuck
questions
Woolery.
next to one of the slices on
Many
the
people
wheel.
don't know that.
Your question is each.
Original host of
2
Jeopardy,
points, so there's a
Art
maximum of
Fleming.
8 points gained in round number 2 unless
I know
you
my
steal
game
from your
shows.
opponent,
Movies,
which is
not so
legal.
much.
If you get asked a question, you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us to provide you with multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options. One of them is the correct answer, at which point the value of the question goes down to 1 point. Again, there is no penalty for missing a question in round 2. We have a
Except that
tie
you will
game,
still be
7 to
laughed at.
7 here. It's
Ha,
Boston to
ha,
LA,
ha.
so we go to the favorite in the match. That would be Ben Bateman. Would you like to spin first or defer to Scott Mantz?
I got a good view. Scott, why don't you go ahead?
All right, he maybe just wants Scott to stop
Why does he get
pushing
to
him.
go? Why do I? Why does he
Because
get to
he's
do-
the favorite
Because
in
I'm
the match.
better than
You're the favorite?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you
Says who?
have more losses.
Oh, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
On there. And I will point out that one of these slices on the wheel is not only has the picture of Scott Mantz, there's another slice that's lurking out there somewhere that is a Patreon slice, and that would be Christopher Nolan movies. Anybody would take a chance on Christopher Nolan?
He didn't sponsor it. Someone else
Scott Mantz,
did.
without further ado,
If Christopher
please
Nolan
give it your
sponsored
best spin.
Schmoedown, they'd be some happy campers.
The spin is
They'd be
in.
happier than a pig in shit.
One of the better distance runners in the league. Candy spun it.
Ah!
Out of the gate.
Wow, that is.
Scott Mantz and Ben
He
Bateman.
can't. Now Ben can't even get it.
Through those sunglasses, we don't know what's going on under that suit.
Wow, look at that.
Just
You
steps
got
up.
him, I got him.
I got the
Do
movie
do
release
do
date.
do
That
do
is,
do do do. For some reason, I feel like singing Hunter Hearst Helmsley's old theme.
That's some harsh language.
You rolled my slice, Scott.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Good luck with your slice. Like orange slice.
But Scott Mantz certainly in his comfort zone with movie release dates. Scott, your first movie release date question. In what year was the film Apollo 13 released?
1995.
2 points.
Boom. I was actually going to say that
He's
too.
not wasting a lot of
It's a
time
shame
here.
Scott's
Your
too
next
good at it.
question, Scott. Tim Burton's Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, was released in what year?
2007.
2 more points for
correct.
Scott Mantz. At least he let me finish the question that time, Ken. All right, Scott, your next question. The Clint Eastwood classic Dirty Harry was released in what year?
Dirty Harry. 1971.
2 more points for Scott.
Boom.
Mantz.
God
He's
damn.
1 away from a perfect round, and he can get it with this next answer. Sam Raimi's horror classic, The Evil Dead, creeped onto the silver screen in what year?
1992.
That is incorrect. Ben Bateman for a big steal here. Gonna need an answer in 5,
1994.
3, 2.
1986.
Looking for 1981.
Oh, man, that was way off.
1981. You might have been confusing with Dead Alive, the Peter Jackson film, but Scott
At least
Mantz
I was alive.
well done. A little stumbly there as he didn't stick the landing, but still 6
but good
points.
round.
Movie release dates. Very happy Scott Mantz has to do this performance.
Yeah, that's a good round. That's a good round. You know, you taking command, you putting pressure on your opponent. That's what it's about.
And go ahead, Ben. And there's the spin of the wheel.
Spin is in here.
Not going to get movie release dates.
Yeah.
What else could be? He could get his picture on the wedge by the end of the match, but he's not going to get that category. Looking at spinner.
Oh, come on.
That's just as good as what Scott Mantz had spun there, Ken.
He can't. Movie release dates is off the table, but he's got some other choices to get to.
Oscars. It's going to Oscars.
Oscar
Boom.
movies.
Yep.
Oscar movies. This is a category that Scott Mantz knows a little something about, too. Interesting choice by Ben Bateman.
Yes.
Whoa, man, got screwed out of Best Picture.
All right.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
In the category of Oscars. First one coming in. Who won an Oscar for playing Queen Elizabeth I in Shakespeare in Love?
I'm gonna need 5, 4, 3, 2.
Judi Dench.
That's correct for 2 points.
2 points. Wonder if he knew it.
He knew it the whole time. He did the pawn drink.
All right.
Drinking the sweet nectar.
What was the last film Tom Hanks was nominated for an Acting Academy Award?
Sully?
Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Captain Phillips.
Incorrect for Steele.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that is one
the
JT
JT rule. Ken will note it.
What was the last
it was Sully.
film Tom Hanks was nominated for an Acting Academy Award in?
Must not be thinking more about it.
Paper?
Incorrect. Looking for Castaway. Castaway.
Oh, man. Long time
He was
ago.
nominated for Captain Phillips.
100%
He was not nominated for Captain Phillips. It was a snub.
What?
He wasn't nominated for Captain Phillips?
100% was. Yeah, I'm right. The Castaway is from 2000.
Yeah, I think he was nominated.
Yeah.
Castaway is 2000. Captain Phillips was.
We've got a challenge on the table here.
Boy, if they let this one slip up, man.
We have consulted with a number of judges, and the ruling is that Tom Hanks was nominated for a Screen Actors Guild, not an Academy Award for Captain Phillips. The question and the ruling stand as originally called. It is 13-9. Both Bateman and Mantz missed that. Bateman, 2 questions left to creep within 1, or maybe even tie Scott Mantz.
All right, all right. We now go to your third question, Ben. Third question. Citizen Kane famously did not win Best Picture. What film beat it to win Best Picture for films released in 1941?
Where's it going with the win?
Come on, you're full of shit.
The sunglasses are off.
Going with the win.
Is he milking it for the camera?
5, 4,
Does he really not know it?
3, 2.
How green was my valley?
That is correct for 2 points.
Oh.
I think you knew it the whole time, Ken.
Oh, yes.
You're not even a good actor.
Yes.
I knew you knew it. You're not even a good actor.
All
Not
right.
even a good actor.
Final question.
I can read right through those sunglasses. As a drunk would say, I can see through you like a book.
Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
From here to eternity.
That's correct. 4
We are tied going in.
Would you expect anything less?
We had a little bit of fun at each competitor's expense going into the match, saying, well, maybe their teams have helped carry them with their opponents in various cases. They have proven themselves to know a variety of movie trivia categories so far, 13-13, as we go into round number 3.
This has been fun so far.
And this is the round that will determine the fate and perhaps who's
like the smack talk,
release dates.
good competitive match.
Round 3, each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. That series will entail 3 numbers.
Unfortunately, you know, Scott doesn't see my videos, so I hope he gets the picture.
We're going to ask you those 3
bunny ears.
questions.
Bunny
Your
ears.
first question is worth 2 points. Your next question is worth 3 points. And
Little
your last question
bunny
is worth
foo-foo,
5 points. There is no
hopping through the
stealing in
forest.
round 3, and there's no penalty for missing a question. We're tied again, so Ben Bateman.
Other than you might
and
lose,
both earned 13
that's a
points. You are
penalty.
the favorite in today's match. What are your 3 numbers, sir?
3, 7, and 17.
3, 7, 17, going all odds.
All right.
That's what I'm going to win with.
Mr. Mantz?
Scott Mantz, your 3 numbers that I'm guessing will correspond to a fantasy movie.
1. Wait. What were yours?
He had 3, 7, and 17.
3, 7, and 17.
You cannot take those numbers.
I'm gonna go with. You ready? 5, 10, and 15.
All right.
Ask me why.
Why, sir?
Because I like the number 5, and they're all multiples of 5.
This is,
yes!
You know what? This is the problem when you base it
Wow.
on
What
start
fuck?
movies, eventually you run out of references to have.
I'll tell you what.
Your first question is going to go to Scott Mantz. Scott, I will be administering your questions. Ken will be asking Ben Bateman his. Scott, you selected category number 5 because you're a fan of that number for reasons unknown. It's worth 2 points, and the
It's
category is in the world.
quarterback Joe Flacco.
These are movies.
Super Bowl 47
released in
MVP.
2000s. Name the action film released in the year 2000 that stars Brad Pitt opposite Robert Redford.
Oh, Spy Game.
2 points.
2 points.
And over to Ben Bateman.
Over to Ben Bateman. This match is as good as a vodka in my glass, Mark. This is good.
Are you drinking this early in the day?
Yeah, I am. Third, your first question, 2-point question. You chose number 3, Ben. That is the category of Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey plays a video store clerk who agrees to have his life filmed by a camera crew for a television show in what film?
Ed TV.
That's correct for 2 points. Tied this game up.
Go back to Scott Mantz. I have a feeling we're going to be going to 5-pointers here, Ken. Your next question, Scott Mantz.
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee.
You selected number 10 because it is a multiple of 5. It's worth 3 points. And your question is in the realm of the 1980s.
Just knock out all the
different
decades.
Point value. And your question is, name the 80s movie starring Eric Stoltz about a teenager with a skull deformity attempting to live his life as normal as possible.
That is correct.
3 points for Scott Mantz.
3 points indeed.
Mask, also a great series of toys that they're going to make onto the big screen.
Mobile Armored Strike Command. I have several of the toys in my closet now. All right, we've got number 7 for you, Ben. Your 3-point question will come in the category of war movies. War movies, 3 points. Who plays Command Master Chief John James Ergale in the 1997 film G.I. Jane?
Needs to hit this, or we'll have to go to his 5-pointer.
Right.
To 5.
Repeat it.
4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
There you go.
All right, first one for Ben in the game. Who plays Command Master Chief John
I think he knows
James
it. Just gotta pull it.
in the 1997 film G.I. Jane?
Come on, man. I just want a competitive match. I just wanted to pull it. See if we...
Looking for answers in 5, 4,
You need the points, Ben.
3.
Use another one if you got to.
1.
Aaron Eckhart.
Incorrect. The correct answer is Viggo Mortensen. Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, Ben, you should have.
Also in Young Guns 2.
I think he should have used another repeat there.
Down in a blaze of glory if
I think he knew it.
5-point question. He's all
He
of a sudden
rushed
on his
himself.
last leg.
Sheriff, I think I need to have a movement.
Yes, I'm disappointed that the guy that I picked against got it wrong. I want it to be as competitive a match as possible. Come on, guys.
17. Oscar movies.
Oscar
movies. All right. 5-point question.
Ben, given the nature of this question, we're going to give you a little more time to answer.
Uh-oh.
It just
Name a
involves,
bunch of people,
multiple
or name a bunch of movies.
In Oscars history, only 3 films have won the Big 5 for Best Director, Best Picture, Actor, Actress, and Screenplay. Name 2.
Of the films that have won
the Big 5.
Repeat the question, please.
In Oscars history, only 3 films have won the Big 5 for Best Picture, Director, Actor, Actress, and Screenplay. Name 2.
Did Shape of Water do it this year? Not even sure.
The Silence of the Lambs, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That is correct for 5
Mm.
points.
I don't know. Maybe he got better at acting from round 2 to round 3, but I really was not sure if he knew that one or not.
Nice to pour on the suspense for him, Beatty.
We go to Scott Mantz now. He only trails by 2 points,
boy.
but he only has 1 question left in the bank, Ken. It's his 5-pointer. And Scott, he said number 15 because, again, he just can't
Please
get
don't
enough of the number
get some
5.
like comic book movies.
And this one is worth
None
5
of that.
points. And your question is, in the world of fantasy science fiction.
Please get a Star Trek
Your
question.
is, in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what English character actor and Harry Potter veteran plays Professor Kirk, who takes in the pensive children?
Repeat the question, please.
Second one.
In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, what English character actor and Harry Potter veteran plays Professor Kirk, who takes in the Pevensey children?
Can I repeat the question again? No?
Yeah, you can. It will be your third and final JT rule.
Okay, third and final.
And it is again, in The Lion,
Is
the
it Ray
Witch, and the
Fiennes?
Wardrobe, what English character actor and Harry Potter veteran plays Professor Kirk, who takes in the Pevensey children?
Richard Harris?
And your
No, I don't think so.
with a score of 20 to 18, Ben, the
Damn it! Damn it!
We're looking for Jim Broadbent.
Jim Broadbent.
Oh.
Played Professor Kirk and Ben Bateman by the skin of his teeth. What a match put forth here by Scott Mantz. What a challenge to Ben Bateman. We still are sorting out exactly what the paperwork was that Scott Mantz signed. Really, on the commissioner's part, just give him a folder of
Okay, I'm done now.
documents to sign right before the match. But be that as it may, Ben Bateman certainly earning the victory, but a hard-fought one over Scott Mantz. Ken, your thoughts?
Wow, I'll tell you what, both these guys came out on fire. That first round was just shot for shot.
7 points each.
Second round, they came out tied. Third round, it just came down to maybe the order of questions, what you knew, those pockets of knowledge buried in your mind. Jim Broadbent, that's a great answer, a deep cut. It just didn't come
That's
to
a
Scott Mantz when he needed it, but don't take
damn
anything away
deep
from
cut.
Ben
Like,
the Boss
ain't no
Bateman.
deep cut. That's an amputation.
Going into Collider.
That ain't no deep cut. That's amputation.
Teammate with a lot of confidence right now. Ben Bateman, a lot of confidence, strike out on his own as well with team action. And for Scott Mantz, he always gives a hell of a show, and today he gave a hell of a trivia performance as well. We're going to have an interview with both Scott Mantz, the loser, and Ben Bateman, the winner of today's
You could
match
say that's
right
Scott's
now
two
with our
best
very
matches. He
Jen
lost
Sturger.
both of them.
Jen, take it
With
away.
Bibbs and with Bateman.
What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? Jen Sturger here with Team Action.
You better
and
give
the
that man
boss,
some
Ben
credit.
Bateman. Congratulations on a well
Give that man some
match,
dap.
sir.
It's yours now, buddy. It's a good looking slice. Well, it'll be better looking soon.
Oh.
You know, it was a great match. It was a great match. I'm not really here to mess around anymore. You know, we got a performer, we've got a trivia guy on this team. We both do both. All right, you guess which is which. I took this thing down today like I needed to. This slice, it's gonna be mine soon. And anything else you guys want to hear from me, you'll hear in trivia.
You know, that was a really well fought match. That may be match of the year. You know, I think. Excuse me?
No, nothing.
Well, it would have been match of the year if we hadn't gotten cheated at the live event, but you know, that's cool.
Still hanging on to that, huh?
Wouldn't you?
No. Anyways, you did a fantastic job with Oscars. I feel like you're really proving yourself dominant in a lot of different categories and just a more well-rounded competitor. What are you doing to prepare for these matches now that's different from previous?
Well, you know, Jessica, as I mentioned, I don't have a lot of time. So if you want to set something up with my assistant, as I mentioned to you last time this happened, we can talk about it a little more then, okay?
Cool, Andrew. I'll give you a call.
That was funny. Yeah, it was really good.
Anyways, the whole point of this match was, one, winning the slice, which is now yours. Congratulations. And two, you're going to be facing John Roca.
Hey, it's the cast of the bucket list. Look at this.
Look at this.
I'll let you handle them.
Yeah.
Respect. Well.
Respect who came before.
Oof, man, those glowing red shoes. Those glowing red shoes.
Yeah, they're good, right?
Ben?
How many shirts you have so far?
All right, everybody calm down.
Why are you here, Roca?
Ben, you earned your shot. You did a good job. You took care of Mantz. You were a kid, you were a rookie. You made your way. Now, you've been talking about facing me, and now it's come. You and me, toe-to-toe, and this is to get into the singles tournament. And you're out your goddamn mind if you don't think I'm going to whip the shit out of you to get in that tournament. Because I want my belt back, boy, and I'm going to take it from you one piece at a time. One little handkerchief at a time. I'm going to take you down. You understand?
You know, Roca,
I'm going to give that boy a real limp. So
Last I
he knows
remember,
came
you were
for real.
walking away when I kicked your ass at the free-for-all. So how about you shut your mouth?
You kicked my ass at the free-for-all? You won by 1 point. How do you define kicking someone's ass? Are you like a dumb?
I recall saying bye, Roca, and watching
Yes,
your
you
ass
did.
walk out the door.
You did, and then you walked
What do
right
you
out
call
the door
that?
right after me. So what are you talking? If you'd won the free-for-all, maybe you could shoot his mouth off. But you
Roca,
didn't.
Save,
You lost.
save it for the ring, Wild
There's
Hog.
nothing to save. There's
All right?
nothing to save for you. And listen, I'm going to send you some money. I'm going to get you a suit that fits, not one out of a kid's gap. By the way, this Never forget.
You want to get these shoes on camera
Yeah,
here?
get the shoes on camera. Get those shoes.
Get out of here.
Shoes.
Get
I
out of
saw
here.
them at
Ross. Riley.
I saw them at Ross Dress for Less. Riley,
Get your guy out of here.
Get my shoe.
Get out of here.
Wait, that's not a shoe. Up. The five. The five. Five. Five.
That's real respect for that guy. Real champion right there.
That guy was going to kiss you the whole time he was talking and breathing on you.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable. It was really uncomfortable. I just was really grossed out by what just happened. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
My feet are very, very not good looking.
Oh, Scott Mantz.
Well, Jen.
That might have been the match of your life that you played out there today, and it came just short.
That was a great match. You know what? All kidding aside, Jen, all the smack talk aside, all the playing up, all the WWF stuff that goes on here at the Choir Schmoedown here, that was a great match. Ben played a great game. You know, he knows how to kick up the tension by, like, waiting before he gives his answers, and then he gives the right answers.
Did that mess with you at all?
No, because I knew what he was doing. But you know what? To score 18 points and still lose shows you just how great this match actually was. Ben played a great game, and you know what? It isn't how you win or lose. It really is how you play the game. That was a really well-played game. Two pros who really knew their stuff, and he just knew a little bit more than I did because I hated The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I even think I fucking fell asleep in that movie. It came out in, I don't even know when the hell it came out. Like 2005, all right? Is that right? That's probably right, 2005.
Why are you asking me?
Yeah, the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. That was December of 2005. But yeah, that was just a great match.
Yeah.
Even though I lost, I still feel really good.
So if you're feeling good, I hate to bring up the obvious, but you lost your wheel slice.
I'll get it back. I'm not worried about. I'll get the wheel slice back because you know what? Movie release dates are still my thing. They always will be. I don't need to have my face on a wheel slice to prove that. That wheel slice will always be mine. Everybody knows it. Everybody who knows me, everybody who knows the Schmoedown, everybody who knows Ben Bateman knows whether my face is on it or not. That wheel slice is mine. Mr. Movie release dates, it's mine. Movie release dates, it's mine. The song is mine. Fight for life. That's
not really a song, it's a jingle. It's a jingle.
Thank you so much. Really excited to see what you do next. I know it won't be Roca, but I'm sure you've got something up your sleeve.
So close to Roca. Damn! I know that's what y'all wanted, right? It's what I wanted too. It'll happen someday.
All right, can't wait to see you there. Clearly, Scott Mantz. He always has a smile on his face regardless, but you can clearly tell that he is very, very dejected.
Don't gotta use a
after
razor blade to
losing
make mine
not just
smile
anybody,
either.
Ben Bateman, who likes to rub it in the loser's face from time to time. Ben Bateman, as confident as ever, he might have hit a new level of cockiness.
Yeah, you know, team action that they keep reaching new levels of eval, as you would say. And
Reaching
they
new
are
levels
throwing
of
a lot of people's
dick.
sides, but you cannot take away their success. They do know their stuff.
To quote Grandpa Simpson, that doll is evil, and he likes Frogurt. That is going to do it for us here today on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. I want to thank Ken Knapsack for being such a great partner with a broad back to carry me. Mark Ellis, Baby Carrots. Make sure you guys check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Find out which tier is right for you
Yeah,
today. Check
my
out
name
Schmoedown Rundown
disappeared.
on iTunes and the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook.
Don't worry, it'll be on there next month.
You can find me anywhere.
Just
at
wait
Ken Knapsack.
3-4 weeks from
Tied to
now.
my belt, which was the style at the time.
Hey everyone, I heard Alex Damon needs a challenger for the Star Wars Schmoedown Championship, and I'll do it. Alex is really, really good, but I guess I'll do it. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Schmoedown fans, Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown. It was surely going to be a hotly contested match between Ben Bateman and Scott Mantz. Bateman came into this match answering 69%.
Or this guy needs a match.
Mantz
I'll do it.
answering just
See you there.
6% correct. Both start with strong performances in the first round, each answering 7 of 8 questions. The high level of play wouldn't end there as Mantz spins movie release dates his specialty and goes 3 of 4 for 6 points. Not to be outdone, Ben Bateman lands on Spinner's Choice and elects to take Oscars. He goes 3 of 4 for 6 points as well. And we are deadlocked at 13 apiece heading into the final round. Only 13% of all matches have been tied at the end of 2 rounds of play. After Bateman misses on his three-pointer, he hits on a difficult five-pointer to give him a 2-point edge. Unfortunately, Mantz could not respond with a five-pointer of his own, and Ben Bateman wins.
Those guns didn't save him. Those guns were empty.
Wasn't much that separated these two all match. Both answered 12 of
So it was a
16
great game, 75% from both of them.
Ultimately, this match was decided on what point value was successfully answered in the final round. If you want to find out other stats about this match and from around the league, check out SD Reno Stats on Twitter. And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every Saturday on YouTube and the Collider Factory podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
Thank you, Frankie Stats Janish. Wow, that was 90 minutes of a lot of fun Schmoedown there. Let's comment on the team match first, since they obviously forgot to give a score recap about that. The team match was a lot of fun. I liked the laid-back video game question format that they were doing. Wasn't expecting that, but I very much approved it. I'd like to see more times that they kind of do that, where they kind of stretch both teams' strengths and kind of put them together to do something like that. I don't know what teams kind of mesh together where you could do that, but that was an instance where it actually worked out pretty well, and so they did it, and it actually turned out to be quite entertaining. Ben Bateman, Scott Mantz, that was as good of a match as I expected it could be. Kind of exceeded my expectations. I figured they would both do really good, but 20-18, coming down to the last question, God, I was so much pulling for Scott to get the match and get the win. That, like I said, that wasn't just a deep cut. That was an amputation. That was an amputation question right there. I don't know how you could possibly know that. Anybody? Well, Robert Parker probably knew that. So yeah, yeah. So I don't know how a mild-mannered player would know that. I was trying to say that, but you know, I'm me, so it didn't come out right. So Ben Bateman, he gets John Roca. Scott Mantz, he's got so many quality losses, but he's got so many losses. So I don't know where Scott can go from here. I don't know what opponent you can give him where the win-loss record matches up and it can still be competitive. I guess technically you could give him Nick Scarpino, but you know, is that the quality of match that Scott's looking for? I don't know. It's just Scott's kind of in a weird position right now where he's played good matches, but the record just doesn't cast, you know, getting, you know, perhaps better competition. Ben Bateman, John Roca, I'm not entirely sure when that match would happen. Obviously, it's probably not going to be for another couple months down the line. But as far as who I think would win that match, that's almost a coin toss right now. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing that match whenever it does happen. But yeah, so that was 90 minutes of great Schmoedown. 2 thumbs up for me. If I had more thumbs, I'd give more, because that was a lot of fun. So with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their videos. It's the right thing to do. Always watch their videos first. It's also the right thing to do. You can follow me on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I post a majority of my Schmoedown reactions to my Twitter page. You can follow the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page at the Schmoedown. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook page. And if you can, of course, become a Patreon supporter to the Schmoedown. It goes to a great cause. But with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition. I believe on Tuesday, we kind of get it's going to be Collision Week next week. So the pre-show match, I believe, is going to be the #1 contender match between the Beast, William Bibiani, and the In-Snyder, Jeff Snyder. Really looking forward to that match. As soon as that match was announced, when Mr. Future Bibiani, who called the Horsemen reassembling and all that, as soon as that match was announced, I was instantly ready for that match. It's a shame I had to wait over a month for that to happen. But it's here. Can't wait for it. I'll see you all next week for a big week of Collision and Collider Schmoedown action. Until then, this is JTH signing off. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you adieu-adieu.